What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Today I want to address something that I've been hearing about over and over and over again, and people are saying the Airbnb bubble has busted. That's what they think, right? Airbnb is never going to go anywhere, guys. Airbnb is going to be here forever. And understand, Airbnb is just the name of a platform, right? What you're truly doing is called short-term rentals. Okay, you're doing short-term rentals. It's the same thing as a long-term tenant. It's just on the short term, like a month, 2 months, the weekend, right? It's called short-term rental for a reason. Now understand, Airbnb, it's just been exposed so much. It's out there. Everybody knows about it. Now think about 2017, 2018, like when it was new and it was like the new kid on the block, right? Everybody wanted to get into Airbnb and it was going really fast and people were throwing them up. Now the problem was happening was people were just getting Airbnbs. They were getting them illegally. They were just halfway doing it, throwing any kind of furniture, not doing their research, not really doing anything, but just getting properties and just halfway putting them up, right? So now when you hear people say the Airbnb bubble has busted, it's only busted because of the lack of attention, the lack of effort, the lack of creativity. That's the only reason why the bubble has busted, right? But I'm gonna show you today, right, why people think it busted and how you can win inside of Airbnb. And I'm gonna show you a trick that I've been using since 2018 that has not only changed my real estate portfolio, but my Airbnbs have gone crazy. We've done some amazing things in some of our units. And I wanna be able to show you today exactly what I've done that most people aren't doing. Let's get into it. First, right, we're gonna be talking about what did I do and what do I do that sets me apart from most people who are doing Airbnb. Remember what I told you, Airbnb is just a platform. Airbnb is not anything more, anything less. It is merely a platform for you to host your property for people to rent out. There's also VRBO, right? VRBO is another platform, which is just like Airbnb. It's just a platform. So don't get it confused when people say Airbnb or they say whatever, right? VRBO, Airbnb, HomeAway, Expedia, all of those things are the same thing. They are just a platform. What we are doing and what you're gonna be doing from now on is called short-term rental. Short-term rentals, okay? Short-term rentals, that's what we're doing. We are not doing quote unquote Airbnb. We are short-term rental hosts, meaning that we rent out our properties for short term as opposed to a long term. Someone who wants a year, 2 year, 3 year, we do a short-term rental. So we list on VRBO, we list on Airbnb, we list on all of these sites, HomeAway, Home2Go, Booking.com, Expedia, Cozy, all of these places, you should be listing your property. That's number one. That is the first thing that I do to set myself apart since 2018. Second thing I do is I use a site called PropStream.com. There's going to be a link in the description below. Click it, you get it for free for 7 days. After that, it's $99. You have to use the link in the description below. Now, the next thing I do, let's say I want to do a property in Houston, Texas, okay? I want to go Houston, Texas. Then I'm going to come over to my filter and I'm going to say owner occupied, no. Vacant, yes. I'm going to go residential. I'm going to do single family homes. Let's say I want to do 3-bedroom minimum and I want to do 2-bedroom minimum as well, right? MLS status, I don't want it on the MLS. That's what the realtors use. And I want the owners to have owned the property for at least 20 years. Right? I want them to own it for at least 20 years. And there's a reason for that, right? So if you want to screenshot this, you can. No vacant residential, single family, 3 or more, 2 or more, no, and 20 or more years. All right. So that gives me 194 properties in Houston, Texas that fit the criteria that I have listed. Again, you can go in here, you can create whatever kind of list you want. This is what I do. This is what I have done to allow me to build my portfolio and have multiple short-term rental properties, okay? I'm doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing, okay? Now, here's the secret. Now, when I go into this property, what I'm gonna be looking for are a few key things. It's gonna tell me a lot and to see if this property is something I wanna utilize, okay? So I'm gonna take this little guy, I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna go see what this property looks like. All right, so this is the property. It's saying they've owned it for 27 years, 7 months. Now, it looks like they may have just built this property So the land maybe have owned, they probably tore it down and rebuilt. So I'm gonna go with something else because that looks way too new. All right. So I'm gonna go one here. I'm gonna look here and I wanna just see the property. All right, cool. So here's a house right here. Now let's just say this is the property that comes up. Now what I'm gonna be looking at is the year length of ownership, 20 years, 9 months. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, right? It's a single family, it's off market. Distress, no. Short sale, no. HOAs, yes. Non-owner occupied, vacant, okay? Now, there are a few things on here. Now, where it says HOAs, that means sometimes the community has rules, so I really don't like working with HOAs, so I'm gonna keep going. HOAs, they just tend to have a lot of rules that I'm really not interested in dealing with, especially when you're doing short-term rentals. They have a lot of things and restrictions and deed restrictions, okay? All right, here's another one. All right, so HOAs, COA, yes. So what we can do is we can go back into the filter and we can take off the HOAs right here. Exclude. All right, so we'll take those. So now you see our properties have dropped down to 71. This is a lot better. I like this. All right, so let's go back now and let's see what we can do. The reason why I don't like the HOAs is just too much going on with it. They require too much. They have too many restrictions for me. All right, so let's say this is the property that we found. House doesn't look too bad. That's one of the first things you want to look at. You can come and see the rest of the neighborhood to make sure the neighborhood's safe, to see if it's something that you would even be interested. I see they're putting some new construction back here. They got some stuff back here. So it looks like a decent neighborhood. All right, so that's the first thing. Now you see HOAs, no. Off market, single family, non-owner occupied, meaning the owner does not live there. It is vacant. It's been owned for 24 years by the same person. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, it's Mr. Joseph Gregory and Floretta Stykes, right? Those are the owners, okay? Owner 1 and owner 2. So I want to talk to one of these two people and find out if they are interested in one of two things. Are you interested in renting out your property to me? And I can see right here the rent, they have it listed for $1,567. $1,567 is what they have it listed at. I would call Mr. Joseph Gregory or Miss Floretta Stykes, and I would say, hey, my name is Rhonda. I am a short-term rental investor, and I'm interested to see if you would be open to me renting your property for my short-term rental business, right? They're going to say one of two things, yes or no. If they say yes, I'm going to offer them two options. I'm going to say, hey, would you be more interested in me paying you the $1,567 a month? Or would you be interested in me doing an 80-20 split with you on all profits made for the month? Now, the reason why I asked for a split is because if I make nothing, there's no loss. Nobody loses. If we make nothing, there's an 80-20, there's nothing to split. If we make money, there's an 80-20. I didn't have to put any rent down. I don't have to take any risk. And therefore, it's a great deal for both parties. Now, if they want me to pay rent, $1,567, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find my calculator, right? $1,567, that's the rent. And let's just put an extra $300 on it for utilities, Wi-Fi, lights, all those things, right? Now, let's say we're at $1,867. What I would do was I would divide that by 15 days. That's if I had 15 days booked. And that would put me at $124 a night. Okay, $124 a night is the bare minimum I should be taking in order for me to at least make rent and utilities. Okay, anything over that, I should be in profit. Okay, so that's what I do. 15 divided by the number divided by 15, $124 a night. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this address, I'm gonna go into our platform, and I'm gonna see what 3 bedrooms and 2 baths are doing in this area. Check-in dates, they really don't matter. I'm going to just go see, and I'm going to do a for guest, right? So this is the area of which the property's in, because all I did was took the address right here. I took that address, I put it in my booking platform, and I want to see what the prices are going for, because we know we just need a bare minimum of $124 a night, okay? $124 a night, and now we can go and see that we're doing 612, 532, 292. This is what the properties look like in the area, so I need to compete. I need to make sure my properties look at least close to what's going on in the area. And then I'm going to find out who's the top guy, who's getting all the bookings, and I want to see what they're doing. This guy right here has 43 bookings, 43 reviews, and this is our property, and this is where that property is in proximity to our property. If you want to kind of zoom it in, you can see it better. This is that property right here. So it's very, very close. We got a 537, a 292, a 838, And that's based off of the time frame that I put, right? So that's gonna let me know a little bit, but I'm really more so concerned about the core, what the beds and baths are looking like. Because I have this is a 3-2. So I want to see what these other properties are. Okay, this is a 3-bedroom right here, 2.5 baths. So it has a half bathroom bigger than what we would have. They're sleeping 11 guests. So we want to go and see, okay, they have a queen bed, futon, another queen bed. They have 2 sofa beds in the living room. So they're sleeping 11 guests at their property. They have a 4.81 review. And with that right there, it's going to put us at 537. And I think I have the days 11 through 13th. Okay. So you're going to be looking at that. And I just want to know what people are saying. What are they doing? So I know what to do in my property. Okay. So once you do that, you're just going to keep clicking. You can bring it over to VRBO. You can bring it over to other platforms. But the reason why I do and I use this software, because it's game changing, right? PropStream.com allows me to go in here and find properties, right? Find properties and find people who might be interested in allowing me to use their property to make money with them, as opposed to me just paying rent. All right. Now, I also use this software for a ton of other things. I would love to share with you how I get furniture for free for all my Airbnbs, how I furnish and use the free money that I get from using this software. And I have all the units paid for fully by another method that I use. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. If you guys want to book a one-on-one call with me, you can definitely do that. And I'll break down the middleman method and how I get free capital to fund all these Airbnbs. Guys, I hope that helps. Understand that the Airbnb bubble did not burst. It's still going. It's still alive. Just make sure you're doing it right. And I'll see you guys in the next video.